guys, this is number 5 and we are painting the prickly pear cactus. The tip for today is pay attention to water to color ratios. So that's just if you have more water, it's going to be lighter, and if you have more paint to water ratio, it's going to be darker. So as I paint this last top section here in a second, you can see I use too much paint to water ratio, so it's darker than I want, and I have to mop it up a little bit. But I also, later, you see me here using darker paint on purpose, just to make more depth and shading to the painting. So I've actually just used, for the most part, the same color so far for this painting. Just did a different water to paint ratio for different parts. So when I wanted it darker, more paint. When I want it lighter, less paint. But if you get too much water, it can also bleed in areas you don't want it to. Like the water will seep across the paper. So just something to be careful about. See, my flower just did it there. And it does it a lot if you've got two wet areas. So if an area is wet and then you're trying to paint right up next against it, it's going to bleed into that area. Which for the flower, it works great, because that's kind of what the texture and the color looks like for the flower. But when you're doing some line work, you need to make sure that you let the previous area dry before you start doing that, otherwise it'll bleed like that. So, and then I used purple for my shading. I mentioned before I like purple for shading, and just a little more water to color ratio here, some darker green, just to kind of put in some more depth and shading. So, and then this time I used black as the outline instead of blue, just to try and see if it would show up better for you guys on the video. And I hope you enjoyed. Thanks.